Hey everyone, and welcome to my craft room. Apologies for the spontaneous live. Hopefully some people will see their notifications and jump on. If not, thanks for watching on the replay when you do find this video. I'm just checking my volume, apologies, just before I keep going and have no volume. Thanks for watching. Oh, there we go, I have some volume, that's good. Yes, so apologies for going spontaneously. I can see a couple of people jumping on, which is great. I have just been playing with the Hydrangea Hill collection, suite collection this morning, and I've just finished one card and I just am totally in love with this suite, so I thought I just have to get on and share this card that I've been making this morning. Because it's just, I just love this suite. It's just so perfect. I thought I was in love with the strawberries, and now I'm in love with the hydrangeas. So who'd guess? Obviously anyone who knows me when I was growing up would never have guessed that flowers and pinks and purples would be my thing. But yeah, how can you resist something that's just as amazing as this latest suite? Anyway, so the stamp set and dies that I'm talking about are the Hydrangea Haven and the Hydrangea dies. Together they become the Suite Collection when you add the ribbon and the paper that is to absolutely die for, and these beautiful pearls. But also there's an acetate as well, which I haven't actually used yet, so I'll leave that particular piece of, I'll leave my powder dry with that one at the moment. But look at the colours here. This is just to die for. Wonderful for some beautiful feminine cards. Anyway, I'm going to be slightly repetitive today, and I'm going to make a double Z fold. Now, you may have seen my video a few weeks ago where I made the double Z fold with the Berry Blessings, which is a celebration freebie. So I'm going to basically make something very similar to this. I'm going to make this little centre Z bigger to emphasise the stamps and dies more. But it's basically going to be this. So it's a wonderful card to highlight designer series paper and the stamp sets and the dies as well. So just absolutely love it. So I thought I'd give it a go with our Hydrangea Hill suite, collection suite. It's a fairly pompous name for something that's so beautiful. Anyway, so today I'm not using the stamp set very much at all, although I will use a sentiment from it. I'm actually highlighting for this particular card the wonderful designer series paper. So there'll be bits and bobs of the other bits, but mostly the paper is being focused upon. So what I've actually done, try and get my grammar correctly, is taken this little piece here. Wait a minute, I'll bring it out and show you. This little piece here, which to be honest I never thought would be my highlight design. I'm not really, it was, of all the papers in it, it's probably my least favourite. Well, it's a favourite, yeah, no, that's harsh, but yes, least favourite. So what I thought I might do is cut out these individual little hydrangeas, little bunches of hydrangeas, a fussy cut around them, and not mega fussy cut, just fussy, you know, sort of cut around the shape, and use them on as a highlight for this card. But then I'm also highlighting other designs from the designer series paper as well. So I'm going to give you the rough measurements for this, but don't panic because I will put the actual measurements in the comments after I finished the card. So I can tell you it's a 5.5 inch square card, which means that this first piece of cardstock, which is gorgeous grape by the way, is 5.5 inches by 11, and then I've scored it at 5.5, and then another 2 3/4 further that way. So that's sort of basically halfway. So you get that Z there. As I say, I'm going to pop the measurements in the comments, so don't panic too much. To go with that, I've got a panel of Highland Heather, and that is 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 5 1/4 square. And then I've got this beautiful designer series paper, which has got all the beautiful hydrangeas and their leaves, and that is 5 1/8 square. So that's going to go on that bit there. And I think we can actually get that done so I don't lose my pieces of paper further down the track. So as I say, apologies. I thought, well, I might as well tape myself putting this card together, and then I can sort of show you this wonderful suite while I'm very enthusiastic about it. Thanks for everyone who's joining. I can see a few names. Hey, Jan and Margaret and Lisa. And she hasn't got this, but I have just got this. But oh, Margaret's saying you just haven't played with it yet. Well, get to it, Margaret. You'll love it. You really will. So then I'm going to pop my designer series paper on. We've got Carol from Missouri. Thanks for joining me, Carol. And Annette and Maria, or Marla. Thanks for joining me, guys. So I've got that piece of designer series paper on the back there like that. So that's going to be, it's going to poke out like that. So then what I've also got cut is some longer, narrower pieces of Highland Heather and designer series paper, and they're just going to basically go on these other surfaces here. It's just gone lunchtime here in Hobart, or in Australia, so I hope everyone who's watching from Australia is having a nice cup of coffee or their lunch. I'll pop on, have something after I finished here. As I say, I got so excited by this suite, I haven't done anything but play with it all morning. Haven't even had a shower, if you must know the truth. Oh gosh, Kathy's saying she's just got back from work after a 6.5-hour shift. Gosh, you've had a full day already, Kathy. Finish early. Yeah, start early but finish early. I suppose there's something to be said. Now your day, as much as you can have it, your day is your own. I go back to work. I'm on holidays at the moment, so I go back to my job on Monday, and I'm not quite looking forward to it. I love my job and I love the people I work with, but after 2 weeks of having unlimited crafting time, it's going to be a bit of a push. Okay, so there's the 3 panels of beautiful designer series paper there. Isn't that just lovely? You could just leave that pretty much as is. Well, you couldn't. Well, I couldn't, but if you wanted to, you could. So there's your Z, your main Z that's actually been decorated already. So the smaller Z that I've got, if you probably remember from the previous Z fold cards that I've done, is actually, as I say, slightly larger than the original berry ones that I did. It's actually 3.5 inches square on the front surface, and then it's 2 3/4 and then 2 3/4. So I think the whole length of it, and I have to actually say I haven't measured it, that's a 9-inch piece of cardstock, and it's 3.5 tall or wide, and it's scored at 3.5. She says having to measure it 3.5, 6 1/4. So 3.5 and 6 1/4, and that gives us our smaller Z like that. So that's actually going to sit pretty much central in our card like that, and form that second Z there. Anyway, so what I've got to decorate that with, and I'll just get rid of our original Z now, it's like decorating 2 cards making these, is another piece of the beautiful designer series paper. I love these stripes. It's just something sort of, it forms such a nice background there. Yeah, and the pink on the other side is pretty, but it obviously doesn't go with the Highland Heather that we're using here. Who else have I got? Leanne. Hi Leanne and Sally and Anne. Thanks for joining me, guys. Sorry Sally, I didn't give you any notice I was going live. I just sort of got taken up by it all and thought I'd pop on for a card. I am coming on tomorrow again. I don't know if you guys have seen the event. I'm coming on at, was it 10:30 local time tomorrow to assemble my customer card for February. I actually give all my customers a little kit, and the kit for February actually involves this hydrangea suite as well, so I'll pop a little video up tomorrow on how to pop that card together when you get it, when my customers get it. So I've got that little bit of designer series paper on the front, and then I've got 2 panels of white that I'm just going to pop into these other little holes, little windows, basically for your personal message. So I do forget sometimes that you do need to write in these cards. As much as they're works of art, we do want to give them to our loved ones and let them enjoy it. And we'll pop that one there as well. So if they were 2 3/4 each, then these would be 2 3/4, 2 5/8 wide, and the 3 3/8 high, just like that. So there's our other Z decorated. So as I said before, that one is going to fit onto the centre of our main Z like that with some glue, and it'll open up like that and sit up like that. Okay, so that's lovely, but the fun bit is yet to come. As I say, when I introduced the video, I've taken the beautiful little hydrangea bunches from the paper, which I didn't think I was going to use for anything else, and I've fussy cut it. Now I'm not going to make you sit and watch me fussy cut, because it's not the most exciting function in the world. And look, I haven't been overly fussy with my fussy cutting. I've sort of followed the lines, as you can see, but I haven't gone in between the little fronds or anything like that. So it's if there's a word for slight unfussy fussy cutting, that's basically what I've done. I did see a lady on Pinterest who said she'd used her scan and cut machine to do that. So if you have one of those, that could be the way to go, and you'll get the beautiful precise cuts. But you know, me and my scissors, that's what we came up with. So what I have also got is I've cut out 2 sets of from the die set. I'll just show you, because I haven't shown you the dies yet. Oh, wrong dies. There's my dies. That's my Stitch So Sweetly dies. Sally will laugh at me, because the Stitch So Sweetly dies come out all the time, and they come out again for this card. I've lost the dies. I definitely thought they were them. And oh, what's this? Here we go, hydrangea dies. Joys of live crafting. So one of the dies is this sort of outline of a leaf. So you pop it through, and it gives the highlight when you pop it on. So this is the main hydrangea die here. You can see if you cut that out as well, sort of in a different shade of green or the same shade, it gives you a bit of detail to your leaf from your die. So what I've done is just cut that out, and I've cut out 4 of them in all, but I've only cut out the 2 main leaves. So I've just basically popped it through my Big Shot with just that much piece of my cut and emboss machine with that much cardstock, just to get the 2 main large leaves. So as I say, I've done 4 altogether, because I'm going to make up 2 of these little clumps here. And I've got about a 20 centimetre piece of this gorgeous grape ribbon. It's very similar to my favourite ribbon from Celebration a few years ago, in that it's got the sort of the sheer on the inside, and then the seam is darker, but it is lovely. I'm sure there's probably a actual name for that sort of ribbon. Sheer ribbon, there you go. I latched onto it straight away. So I've got our 2 little leaves, which I've trimmed down just to keep the leaves, and my ribbon, and my little piece that I've die cut out. So what I'm going to do, just to make it easy to pop these together, is grab some double-sided tape, some tear and tape, and pop some tear and tape on the back of my fussy cut leaves. So just a couple of pieces. And this is just going to help me layer up my little bouquet here. So that's sticky on the back now. So I'll bring in my 2 leaves and I'll just position them behind, just so that they poke out from behind. You can see there, and they'll actually stick on the back with that design, with that double-sided tape. Just dropped one, there it is. So then do the same with the second one. Just line it sort of slightly out of line with the first one, and then that also sticks to the double-sided tape on the back. So there we are, we're building up the sort of the 3D image. Then what I'm going to do with this beautiful ribbon is just link it over so that the 2 ends are tucked in together in the centre to form a loop. And I'm just going to pop that behind as well. So just get it to sort of the length that I like, so it'll sort of peek out behind our beautiful die cut, fussy cut flowers. And it's going to stick. It'll stick down. I mean, it's not going to stick permanently. You know, it's not going to stick like Fort Knox or anything. And then I'll just get another piece of designer's tear and tape and just pop that over the whole thing, just to hold it down. I'm not going to take the back off it. It's just going to tie, just to hold that firm like that. Is that, oh, I like that position. Let's have a look. I've actually, no, it's too late now. There you go. So that's one. So I've actually just made 2 of those little sort of bouquets. Actually, I'm not overly fond of that one, so just bear with me. Again, joys of life crafting. I'm just going to take that off and bring it through a little bit. The ribbon's just a tad long on either side, so I'll just pull it in a little bit. Apologies, that's just probably me. You're probably looking at it going, oh, it's lovely, but no, to me it's just a little bit long. Cool, that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so there we now have 2 of those little ones that I made earlier, and this one that I've just made for us all. Okay, so they are the main focal point of our card. So we might pop it together now, and then I can pop all the little extras in as well. So to get our 2 Zs together, basically you can see where I'm going to have to add the ink, the glue, glue on this back one, so on the back surface of that one, and then on half, or roughly half, of that front one. So I might do that, just bear with me. And the good thing with the glue, you can sort of glue it and then move it around a bit, just so. Don't got to get my orientations right that way, and on there. You can move it around so to get it in the position that you want with our wonderful multi-purpose glue. So pop that roughly where I think it's going to be, about there, and then this one, and I'm just going to wiggle it slightly till I've got the same distance top, bottom and sides, and straight as well, which would be a bonus. There we are. Okay, cool. So that's our double Z there, you can see. And it looks like, when you close it like that, it just looks like a plain one surface sort of card. There's something sticky in there. I've got some glue. Anyway, that's okay. Okay, so that's the card all together like that, and we'll just now decorate the front. Now, the reason that I had the Stitched So Sweetly dies out is because I've used this really lovely stitched sentiment box, which I'm going to pop on the centre of the card like that, and I'm going to stamp it with our sentiment, and then I'm going to pop our 2 little precious little bouquets on either corner of it like that. So you can see where I'm going with this. I'll turn that around actually. So just pick the orientation that you like. As you can see, my sentiment's going to have to be quite little because it's going to be overshadowed by these hydrangeas quite a lot. You can sort of take them off the edge. So as long as they don't go off the edge of your card completely, you can pop them sort of very much in the corners of that small Z. And then we're going to have our sentiment there in the middle. And that's basically what the card's going to look like. Isn't that? I love that. That's great. Very pleased. Okay, so we might pop our Stitched So Sweetly sentiment box. I'm going to stamp the sentiment after I've got it together, just so that I know the exact position. If you're confident, you could stamp it now. Oh, she's rethinking. And it's not straight. Let me put that straight before I think. Can't think and do at the same time. Okay, so there. I might actually, we'll bring these in just for a bit of a look. And we'll see what space we've got to play with for our sentiment. It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes a sentiment comes very much second consideration when we're doing these beautiful things. Okay, so let's get to send one of the sentiments from this set. To an incredible woman. I really love that. You are capable of amazing things. The world is better because of you. Isn't that just so nice? This lovely Mother's Day one, I think this one would be, wouldn't it? I'm going to go to an incredible woman on the front. I think we've just decided what this card's going to be. It's going to be a Mother's Day card. When's that? May in Australia. I don't know when it is in the States. Guys would pop on and tell me, I'm sure. So, to an incredible woman. And I'm going to stamp that in Gorgeous Grape, just to fit in with the colours of our card. Thanks for everyone who's popped on. That's great. I've had so many viewers just for spontaneous. I'm very, very honoured and pleased. So I'm going to go to an incredible woman. I hope that works, because probably wasn't a good way of doing things, but anyway, here we are. And then these, I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals, because I think they could do with a bit more of an emphasis. So I'm using the edges of my dimensionals there. I'll just pop that on there, just that whole corner. Probably a little bit excessive on the dimensionals, but that's fine. And then I can fit that around the sentiment, so the sentiment sort of peeks in through the edges of that. Oh, that's lovely. What a beautiful set. It may not have jumped out at you when you saw it in the catalogue, but guys, it's just, my dimensionals have stuck together. It's just, which is the same. It's basically didn't jump out at me in the catalogue, but now I've had a little bit of a play. It may be my set of choice for a little while. So I'll pop this one on the back of there. Now, and put that on there as well. So which is the best way for that? About there, I suppose. Let's go. Make sure it's all on there. Okay, so that's quite pretty. I like that. Okay, so I don't know, you guys give me the thumbs up or a heart or something if you like that. I think it's quite pretty. I'm actually going to bring in the beautiful pastel pearls as well, just to give those sort of other corners a little bit of emphasis. And it's got some beautiful colours in the pastel pearls as well. So you've got your the pink, which would be is it Flirty Flamingo? Not quite sure what the pink is. No. The pink would be Rococo Rose. It's a very light Rococo Rose. Then you've got your Highland Heather, your Seaside Spray, and your gorgeous grape, which with the dark purple there. So they're really lovely as well. So I might use, I've already used some of the darker ones. I might use some of the lighter ones on this. Put that in there, that's going to get lost. Grab my tool and grab some lighter ones. Just to give that a little bit of something, a bit of interest in those odd corners that I haven't used. Okay, so I think that was To an Incredible Woman, and then I might pop another sentiment here on the inside since we've got these lovely blank panels. The world is a better place because of you. That's a bit long, unfortunately. I can't use that one. That world is a better place because of you, because it's too long. You make me smile. That's quite nice. What else have we got? You are capable of amazing things. No, my mum knows that. I might actually go, I appreciate all the little things you do, because that's sort of a Mother's Day sentiment, isn't it? For our special ladies in our lives, or special people. Can't go gender specific these days, can we? Okay, so I appreciate all the things you do. There we go. I'm just going to pop that down in that corner. There we are. And that's pretty much done. There we are. Well, it definitely looks like a hydrangea garden has sneezed all over this card. There's just about everything there, isn't there? There's ribbon and pearls and die cuts and paper. Goodness me. Anyway, it's actually worked out better than I thought, because this was, I knew all the bits, but I didn't know how they were going to fit together. Okay, so that is my card today. As I say, spontaneously couldn't help myself. I had to get on and use these beautiful products. As I say, this is the Hydrangea Hill Suite Collection. So it comes with all the papers, the pearls, the die cuts, the stamps, the ribbon, and the acetate paper, which I haven't shown you, but I'll pop in and do a whole video of on its own fairly soon. So there we are, another double Z fold card. Getting a bit carried away. I might have to find a new fold, but I just think it, as the card, it just highlights and helps emphasise and show off all those beautiful elements quite well. Anyway, hope you like that one. Keep an eye out for me tomorrow. As I say, at 10:30 I'm going to pop on again and assemble my customer card for February, which, surprise surprise, also features the Hydrangea collection as well. So if you want to know a bit more about this one, please drop me a message, drop me an email. If you haven't got an active demonstrator and would like the catalogues, please drop me a line as well, and I will pop some in the mail for you. Yeah, anything you want to know about Stampin' Up, please reach out. Anyway, so thanks for joining me. I hope you liked that one, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great week and weekend.